Alice, Miss Betty, she didn't tell me that she was going to have people like Ellie Harris right. Speak. She said this was going to be a glorious occasion when we were being honored by people who sincerely admire you. And I was very pleased. And I was seated right next to the president and the CEO. I knew that this was really a great evening. And then two people, companies were honored. And Wells Fargo, that almost every month I have to explain because they got my mortgage. And they got dates when you're supposed to pay. And I have to explain to them that they ought to have some diversity in those dates. That allows you to show up when you have the money, not when they say you must show up. Ken, once he got that gig with AT&T, he moved in the house in Pacific Heights that I was going to declare as a mayor's mansion. That's where he lives. He lives in that house. So I really figured you got the president, you got AT&T, you got Wells Fargo. It was fabulous. And then you show up with these two people. One of them who can't spell. No Italian would say, it's always an I. And then Elihu. He is absolutely correct. He and Maxine and Mike Bruce came in to see me to talk about the speakership. And they were really, three young people, totally sincere and totally democratic. They wanted to talk about electing the speaker. 47 Democrats. And I said, I am not interested in being the speaker with 47 Democrats. They said, well, why not? I said, no. I want all 79 members, including all those Republicans. And you know what we ended up? We ended up with the 47 Democrats, we got 23 of the 47 Democrats. Of the 32 Republicans, we got 28 of the 32 Republicans. Now, don't be too overjoyed with that, because I sold them on the idea that I was an unfinished part of Lincoln's efforts. And that they ought to sign on. And they did. But I am deeply honored, Alice, that all those years, you, Amos, the West Coast operation of the NAACP thought I should be so honored. And so when you told me about this convention and this banquet, you should know that I have never ever stayed till the end of anything. She told me about the next banquet, what have you, and so I tried to figure out how do I make a statement to say thank you so dramatically. And Derek, I went to Detroit. I went to where you used to shop, and I found it. then you can't have a pink velvet jacket without all the accessories. So I had to look for the accessories. I had to find out where this fabric came from, because I had to do like Roddy Wright. Roddy Wright didn't level it all of it. Roddy Wright has all of his clothing made at those factories in Italy, and he even tells him, you've got to make my lining the way. You've got to select my buttons and all those things. So I went to Rod and said, where would you look? Well, I need a bow tie. And sure enough, I ended up with a bow tie to go with this. And then I started thinking, wait a minute, I'm gonna do all of that. I ain't wearing no black shoes. I ain't wearing no black shoes. And I moved around and said, where would somebody go to find the kind of shoes that would go with a pink velvet jacket, pink suspenders, and pink bow tie? Christian lollipop. And then the issue was, what do I do about socks? When I heard Brother Johnson speak about his relationship with his grandmother, who was raised from my grandmother, many old, the same way. Talk about eating starch. My grandmother was really, really cheap. She used that starch, and she made us eat that red clay like humans used to eat. Same purpose though, same purpose. And it was amazing because it was redemptive. When I got to San Francisco after graduating from high school, I kept, where can I find some red clay? Nobody had any idea what I was talking about. Started me on a different road. But tonight, this day, this time, is really very, very difficult for all of us. I could not believe when I flipped over to Kelly earlier today, and the report was coming in that in Pennsylvania, at a seminar, that 3 or 4 people had been shot. I couldn't believe it. And I listened another 3 minutes, and the number went up 5. Then it went up to 8. Then it went up ultimately to 11. I was instantly reminded that it was just a year ago, or thereabouts, in Charlottesville, when a nutty person went into a church where people were worshiping and proceeded to kill persons in paying the appropriate respect to the Lord. And I must tell you, that reflected, as the president said, upon the folk who started to announce that there are bombs being sent to people. And you've got to know that everybody that they were sending a bomb to, somebody else opens their meal. That's right. There was no possibility of reaching any one of those people. But just an ordinary worker would have been harmed. And it didn't surprise me at all. It took about 15 minutes to find the person. Now I know many people will wonder aloud, how is that a reality? This country has more information on each one of us than we ever could dream of. This country has a profile on its notables and not so notables. People that they suspect may be an issue. And believe me, all they did was push the button on that memory bank and say, who do we know? Who do we have in our portfolio that's been talking about bombing people? Once they got past Clinton, once they got past Harris, once they got past, so wait a minute, we're looking in the wrong place. Let's go back and start with Trump. Without a doubt, and in a few seconds, they had a multiplicity of possible candidates, all from the Trump file, not from the file of the people they suspect, first us, but from the Trump file. They had a whole list of people. And as usual in law enforcement, they narrowed the list down to places where the male may have originated. And that's Stanford. Always. And sure enough, it said Florida. So what did they do? They immediately reduced their review of information to just Florida. And it didn't take them but 30 seconds to find the right guy that fit all that mold. And so when they said they advertised it that it was DNA, well, yeah, there was DNA, but there was DNA to confirm what they'd already suspected. And nothing pleased me more than the Lord's stepping in. Yeah. When they got his truck, they wrapped it in a blue tarp so we couldn't see. And as they were dragging the truck off, the wind at 130, 100 miles an hour, and removed that tarp so the whole world could see that it was someone who had been clearly influenced by the hate speech that comes from the Trump world. That's what's clear today. The final line that I got from what occurred in Pennsylvania, it was the same. It was a degenerate that had been highly motivated by President Trump and his public utterances, none of which he will take the responsibility for. How do you have that many deaths taking place just before you are to have a political rally and you don't cancel the rally? He should have canceled that rally. So we are living in a nation that is dramatically different today than it was when Obama was elected, than it was when Obama was reelected, when Clinton was elected, when Clinton was reelected, or when Bush, either one, was elected or reelected, or when Reagan was elected, or when Carter was elected. You go backwards in the history of this nation, and there's never been a time when the challenges that we faced, or as we are having to address them today. When I heard Mr. Newsom, whom I know is going to be our governor, said, I want to acknowledge I wouldn't be where I am without Willie Brown having help. Well, there's a story behind that. He was the owner, operator of a bar in San Francisco, Robbie, when I ran for mayor. I had been helpful to his father, who wanted to run for the state senate and didn't win because he was not a good candidate for that purpose. But this son of his didn't know me from Adam other than through the father. Came to me and said, I want to be helpful in your campaign. What can I do? So, well, your age group got to be approached, early millennials, 95. So they said, you're on. What time do you finish ringing doorbell? Well, I finished ringing doorbell about, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. People stopped letting you in at those hours. Stopped answering the doors. So he said, okay, I'll meet you wherever you're going to be, every night. Why are you meeting me at 8 o'clock at night? I'm straight. He said, so am I. He said, but I'm going to meet you because we're going bar hopping. And we did that. Now, on many occasions, because of his access to resources, we pick up the cab, we go on the bar, and if not too many people in there, we buy a whole bar of drinks. We went all over the city, bar hopping. And believe me, on the day that I got elected, I knew that I could do something for this young man, because he, in my opinion, had a future. I've been able to watch him closely, and so there were some issues involving the people who drive taxi cabs and what have you. And I set up a summit in it, and one of my first things, set up a summit, and I invited young Mr. Newsom to come sit with me. He sat there the whole 3 or 4 hours and listened to all these people complain or what have you. At the end of that, I announced that there was a new commission and he was the chair of that new commission. And he did a good job in that capacity, and I got a chance to appoint someone to the Board of Supervisors, just as I appointed Amos. I appointed Gavin. I started Gavin's career. The Board of Supervisors, I appointed him. And let me tell you that in this world, there are wonderful things that can happen to you, as evidenced by some of the things that have been said from my perspective. But I got to share with you. San Francisco is only 5% or less, maybe slightly less, black. I know black people live in San Francisco. I don't have a relative black living in San Francisco. But let me tell you what we have done. The mayor of San Francisco is a black woman. The president of the Board of Supervisors, the legislative body, is a black woman. The presiding judge over a 29-member bench of judges is a black woman. The chief administrative officer that runs all of the city departments is a black woman. The head of superintendent of school is a black man. The infrastructure expenditures in the city is headed by a black man. The police chief is a black man. And the reason that I don't share it anymore, because we don't have no more blacks today. I share that with you because I want the young people to know that it is not necessarily numbers that determines whether or not you acquire the power. It is not necessarily the numbers at all. You can acquire the power, discharge the power, orchestrate the power, if you simply use your skills and figure out how to invite the Lord to be of assistance. I am certain that the Lord has done a whole lot of things. When I pray at night, when I pray at night, I always say, I know I don't deserve it. But there's always the possibility of my redeeming myself in some form. So you gotta help me. Keep helping me. I pray to the Lord. And then I pray to my mother, who's dead as soon. And I want her to know that, that she needs to keep helping me, just as she's been doing. So there's so many other things that occur that your numbers don't mean nearly as much if the numbers are attached to talent, to dedication, to good work ethic, to credentialing, knowledge, and execution. And the results can be you surface, you preside, you execute, and you release. That's the nature of the years that we have operated in San Francisco. And the infrastructure has been just as I have described it. It has been there the way the NAACP has been for this nation. There is no doubt in my mind, whatsoever, that if we had done what we needed to do, as I said in the video, if we had done what we needed to do in 2016, when those votes were cast, you realize that those votes were cast when we elected a black woman to the U.S. Senate from California. In California, the numbers on the black side are similar to the numbers in San Francisco. Another one of our folks from San Francisco became U.S. Senator. Kamala Harris became the U.S. Senator in California under the circumstances where we were able to put the numbers together. It was kind of fun helping elect her, because Gwen Moore had me come down to Los Angeles, a black woman down there that was running for DA. Oh, no. And Gwen Moore had me come down to help that out. And going down there to help that out, that was a mistake. All people black are not necessarily right. So, fortunately, when we execute and we find something that doesn't work, we've got to be prepared to jettison it and find something to replace it, so that in fact, you don't have to tell anybody you're black. You have to live blackness. You have to execute blackness. And you have to do so in a way that gives you the second opportunity to keep going. And that's essentially what we have done in San Francisco, what we're trying to do in California, and what ultimately we hope we will do in this nation. You should know that the Florida governor's race has its roots in part in San Francisco. The young man, Andrew Gillum, I'm loving every second of it. When he performed the other night at that debate, he literally shut his opponent up. And without being insulted, and when they went after him, as they occasionally do when we are there, they went up to him and said, well, you know, you showed up using free tickets to see him. He said, that's right, I did. And they said, well, don't you think there's something wrong with that? He said, are you kidding me? Everybody ought to see him. That was the end of the discussion. Nothing else went on with it. So he's 8 or 10 points ahead, and he may very well win. And I can't believe how, and believe me, and you know, Florida's got some interesting people down there. And in the process, and after the people got some Cubans down there, and so then you know, man, don't mention, you know, that you know Castro. Well, those Cubans down there don't like Castro. So you got to be cool. That's part of the world of politics. Really, going to be elected, and when he does get elected, he is going to demonstrate to the people who rejected Castro, so to speak. He's going to demonstrate to them that the quality of his leadership is reflective of whom they ought to embrace, regardless of his friendship with other people that they may have a disagreement with. Georgia, not as optimistic, but a black woman is running neck and neck in Georgia. Stacey Abrams is running neck and neck in Georgia. And she is a former legislator, talented, public housing person, etc. And she's running neck and neck in the state of Georgia, of all places. I feel, frankly, that Mississippi will be a black governor before Georgia, because there are more black people in Mississippi than there are in Harlem, or Detroit, for that matter. Now, so I'm simply saying, this nation is going to have to look to its main principal resource for its salvation. African Americans, with the people who got together with African Americans and wandered through the world of correcting the issue involving slavery, going through the business of separate but equal, coming out of separate but equal into the movement that many of you became familiar with and participated in the late 50s, 60s, early 70s, and even today. The nature of those experiences represents that which may very well be the foundation to save this nation. The NAACP and the Civil Rights Movement, the Human Rights Movement, all of its components are contained in you, who are examples of the same in this room. And I say to you, when you honor me, you are really making a statement that may give us the opportunity to change the nature of this country and the nature of the leadership of this country that will result in something dramatically different from what occurred in Pennsylvania, what occurred in Charlottesville, what occurred in a multiplicity of places all over this nation, including Brother Johnson, that nut that tried to open the door of the church and it was locked, and he went down the street and killed 2 people, 2 black people, because he was looking just to kill black folk. I say to you that this nation still desperately needs a challenge, as if it's still Brown versus the Board of Education. I am indeed humble, and I thank you, and no matter what Elihu says, I can show humility.
there's a Dr. Williams, do we get a number to go out on?
Absolutely.
Okay, and everybody, tomorrow morning, don't forget to come to the breakfast that we have, and tell you don't hang out too late. They got one of those silent parties or something that they can't hear each other, so they might not know when 12 o'clock comes. And we have a movie in here called Traffic right after this. So Stacy,